Resort Island. There's like the DJ with the dancers, and they're like, all right, we're gonna be doing the limbo tonight, 6 to 10.
Limbo contest.
Bring your child victim down for the limbo tonight. Oh, I never mentioned this on the podcast. I met Diddy once.
Okay.
I met Diddy.
You're not to lead with that.
Yeah.
Right?
This is why you're like this.
This was the first thing I knew about you.
Right?
Because I could make a better judgment.
The handrail coming up the steps was kind of greasy.
Yeah,
you know?
so that's why I got my baby oil.
Okay.
My baby oil closet is over there. I've been hiding it for.
How many babies you got to squeeze to get that much oil?
There's not a lot of oil in them. You got to rid those little chubby arms. That's why their arms are so chubby. It's just all oil. You're just gonna wring out the oil.
It's just gravy.
I was at my brother's. My brother had a baby. I was just wringing the oil out of his kid's arm all day on Saturday.
This is for me.
God,
You'll keep me young.
Yes, I need this.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to be a weirdo, but I'm on the edge of my seat. Tell me about your Diddy encounter.
He's like, pass right over that.
Yes. So
he doesn't want to indemnify himself for testimony.
Yes. Oh wow. I met a bunch of like Diddy. I met Mariah Carey was there. Okay, so Buster Rhymes is having a birthday party. Okay.
It sounds like a Mad Libs already.
Okay, it's a ridiculous story. I don't belong there. I've weaseled my way into this.
Yeah.
Buster Rhymes is having a birthday party at the Copacabana nightclub.
Nice.
It's a private event. It's closed to the public. You have to be Buster Rhymes' friend to get into this, right? So you're like, well, what the fuck do you have to do with this? My friend's dad, not my friend's dad, excuse me, my friend's uncle happened to run the Copacabana nightclub at the time. And he, it was one of those, like, he was just like, you know, a very busy guy. Like, so he, like, never paid attention to his nephew or whatever. So, like, to be cool as, as a gift or whatever, was going to let him and, like, 4 of us let us into Buster Rhymes.
What age are you? Are you in high school at this point?
We have just graduated high school.
Oh.
We graduated high school the day before. Well, that day.
You guys
and it just happened to be at night.
You guys are bad little boys.
Yeah. Now, as you can imagine,
bad boys.
I looked rather young as I was only 17 at this time, too. So I
shouldn't even be there.
I could barely drive a car, and I looked every bit of 14. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. At 17, I looked like I was.
Yeah, 14. I was like the fat baby face with not.
17, I was still 5 years away from shaving for the first time.
Oh, this is a week's worth of not shaving, folks. So imagine 17-year-old me was a baby faced fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there he is, right there.
See that guy?
Yeah.
Boy. So I haven't shaved since 2018, and it's still patchy as fuck.
Oh, dude, I get 2 patches here. So we go to, it's Buster Rhymes' birthday party. We go. It's a fucking closed event. Now we're in there. It's the best because all these famous people just assume that because we're in here,
you belong there.
We belong there,
right.
and because we're young white kids. We must be important. Because why else?
You're agents. Or agents.
They thought you was
we're somebody's kids, clearly.
Yeah.
We must be of some level of importance.
Junior over
some Disney Channel kids or something.
Yes.
They thought you were that so Raven, bro.
So people are being friendly and nice, and they're being very accommodating.
I'm sure
Tell your dad how nice I was to you. My dad's not who you think he is.
Exactly. Because like all of a sudden Tyson Beckford, the polo model, is like arm in arm with me, like all night. Oh, he was a handsome fuck. Even 17-year-old straight me was like, shit, I tried. If he wants to diddle me, he can. Tyson Beckford walked me to a parking garage at like 6 a.m, like just me and him arm in arm, like giggling. I'm like, I don't know what contract he thought he was getting out of this, or what. I don't know who he thought I was the son of, but he must have been hurting for work because he was really putting it on. He gave me his phone number. He put his phone number in my phone. Like he told me to hit him up. We could party.
Yeah.
Like he was really laying it on thick.
What year is this?
This is like 2006.
Okay, so he's 5 years past that Zoolander appearance. So he's starting to struggle.
So he's very much desperate. And I'm very much a young-looking boy. And he was very friendly.
Yeah.
At one point, I'm sitting at a table, and Mariah Carey is just beasting champagne out of this bottle.
Yeah.
It's just like, there's like a 4-person like high-top table. I'm sitting at it. Mariah Carey's sitting there. Little John is there, and one of the East Side Boys who carried that giant gasoline can. Remember? The East Side Boys? There would be the East Side Boy with that giant gasoline can. He was there. And we're just sitting at a table, and I'm just staring at Mariah Carey. And she has her tits out, and she's pounding champagne.
Was Lil Jon drinking? Shots?
He performed. What I remember, he performed.
It's like he likes beer, actually.
Yeah, he performed.
He buys them for everybody, but he doesn't have any himself.
Bro, yeah. Then at one point, like, and now there's like, even in this closed famous person event, there's like a section, and then there's like an even better section.
Wow.
So there's like the regular famous people and like ultra famous people, I guess.
The best of the
famous. Best of the best. I have weaseled my way into the best of the best section. That's how I'm with Mariah. Like, I'm with Mariah Carey. I'm in the best of the best. Then Diddy comes in with
I gotta tell you, man, you must have been fucking crushing it in the zone, though, because if I'm doing that, I am at some point going to crumble and fall out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They would know in like 5 minutes I wasn't supposed to be there.
I would turn into a ghost.
As the night went, my confidence just kept growing and growing. And I like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, I was very quiet, out of the way, and then like as the night went, all of a sudden I was like, "Then this is my party now, Busta Rhymes. This is about me, Busta, not you." And then Busta Rhymes. So I thought the weirdest thing was he performed at his own birthday party.
Yeah, that was a narcissist, right?
That I thought was crazy.
Yeah. If I was famous enough for people to care, I would probly do that too.
I would. You guys want to hear my five?
You want to hear me do a little bit of validation because I need a little validation from y'all.
Busta performed, Little John performed, bro. Diddy comes in, and like this, like, first of all, it's fucking June, right? It's not cold out. It's June. Diddy comes in, like, I don't know how, like, it's almost not even real. Like, he's like a mythical creature. It's like almost like in a movie, even. Like, Diddy comes in with like an entourage. But he's in like a flowing like mink coat. And it's like, I'm like, how did he get a spotlight on him? There's like a spotlight on him as he's walking in. Like if it was a movie set. And there's like,
it's funny because there's a spotlight on him again.
Yeah.
Oh, there certainly is.
He's good at that.
Yeah.
That's one thing he's good at.
Oh.
It's comfortable in the limelight.
Oh, dude. And he fucking comes strutting in with this crew and they're fucking come right into the thing. And like, you know, he's like shaking everybody's hand, and I gave him like the thing and like the hug, and was like,
"You hugged Diddy?"
I hugged Diddy.
Oh no!
And he gave me like we hugged, and we're in, and then we separated, and I watched him take his glasses down to like look at me and try to figure out who the fuck is this, and then he's like. And then he just kept moving, and then
you can't get the hug back.
No, I know. I'm like, I got that
no
hug,
second
Diddy.
hug.
No. I stole that hug, Diddy.
He's not going to win.
I'm a victim practically now. I think I'm entitled to compensation.
Yeah.
If you've ever been in a party with Diddy, I think you're entitled to compensation.
He grabbed me. He acted like he knew me.
No, the only person that was friendly was the only person that touched me was Tyson Beckford. What am I going to get out of him? A Chrysler 300? Sorry. No point suing you. You need me. You probably call me. Could you please accuse me of something? I really could use I could use a headline. Can you accuse me of something on your podcast? I know it's only got like 200 listeners, but I could use a buzz. Where has he been?
Yeah. Wow.
Call me, Tyson. We can work something out. We'll do like a Jenny Jones show or one of those shows together.
And then that was it for Diddy. Off into the shadows.
I watched him the rest of the night. Yeah. He's a very odd man.
Who is he like?
He's very friendly with
people,
men.
peeing on them. Yeah, friendly with
He's a very touchy guy.
It's on brand.
Famous people are very touchy, I noticed.
This is jiving with the testimony I've heard.
The famous people there were very touchy. Everybody was very touchy and friendly and fucking handsy. Not in like a... But just like, I don't know, there was just like a more
maybe more than you think. I mean, you are a graduated that day high school boy.
Yeah.
And
they thought you were probably like Harvey Weinstein's niece, nephew thing going on. Like, they're like, who is this ambiguous
we shouldn't have been
preteen? This is hot.
Yes, like what? I said, are you here? Are you one of the favors for the party? They probably thought I was supposed to be passed around.
Did you have long hair then too?
I was in the middle. Yeah, growing.
Well, they didn't.
Oh yeah, you probably look like a
They didn't
surfer.
have tariffs from Epstein Island back then.
Yeah.
No.
So you probably were just part of the fuck.
You're like, you got a passport?
You're like the raw bar.
Yeah, I'm like, come on. Is no one even going to invite me on a plane?
Yeah.
Come on. I thought I could at least get a private jet ride out of this, damn it.
If you had a
I'm
couple
not
more
into
drinks.
fucking kids, but those guys had a lot of money. You got to think there was other fun things to do on
Right?
Epstein's Island too.
I bet you that
Probably had
island-
some dope water slides.
Oh, could you imagine the
You
fun?
get there, you're like,
I just went there because you're a water slide enthusiast.
Yeah.
Rich guy told you go.
Listen, I don't know what they do in the
No, like
Red
we
Room.
have logs of you flying there.
Listen, I'm there for the lazy river. You wouldn't
Yeah.
believe. It's got a tiki bar in the lazy river.
It goes right into the kiddie pool.
Could you imagine if they had like no like activities like that?
There
It was
has
like-
to be.
Yeah, like no golf course, no water slide.
Give me a zip
It's
line.
like, no, we're really just doing one thing here. It's like, oh,
It can't just be like Klaus Schwab chasing somebody around in like a clown mask.
Yeah.
Like, there has to be some sort.
I mean, there's that too, but there's a whole
Yes.
schedule of itineraries.
I'd like to
Yeah.
think we could get an electric slide in. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie. There's just like a DJ. I just think they have like just like a regular like resort island. There's like the DJ with the dancers, and they're like, all right, we're going to be doing the limbo tonight. 6 to 10.
Limbo contest.
Bring your child victim down for the limbo tonight.
yeah, he's got like
The children always win.
Yeah, they win the limbo every
Children
time.
are fucking crushing the limbo.
Yes.
a lot of Mambo number 5 playing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, now that I know you've met Diddy, touched Diddy,
He
seen
touched
Diddy,
me. We hugged. Me and Diddy have hugged. I should be on the witness list.
I know. I feel like an accomplice now.
You are
I
an
feel
accomplice.
dirty.
I'm
You are
surprised that
guilty.
he didn't take you to trial 10 years ago when he thought Harvey Weinstein Jr.
Yeah, I know.
was grabbing up
Yeah.
on me.
If anybody should be able to charge me for catfishing all these famous people into thinking I was somebody of importance.
You
Yeah.
tease.
Poor Tyson Beckford wasted an entire night trying to be nice to me, thinking it was going to help him out. He got nothing out of that.
Nope.
Like, nothing. He gave me his phone number, and the best was I called him, actually, after to try to, I was like, oh, I'll just call him and see if he answers and, see if he'll, go out and hang out with me. He did not answer, nor call me back.
Yep.
I waited too long, though. I should have called sooner. If I had called sooner, he might have thought there was, something in it. I waited, months to call.
Yeah, and
You know what it is? I did that bullshit thing where I was at college trying to impress people, and I was like, I got Tyson Beckford's phone number to some chicks. And they're like, let me...
Call him.
Yeah,
Call
yes. And that was what it was.
Yeah, that'll get you. You got to save your name with a catchy thing if you get their contacts.
Mm-hmm.
Like Brett Weinstein, Brett Seinfeld, Brett
Well, I used to,
something.
I had some bands that would come to my dorm room, and visit my dorm room. I used to do random shit.
Yeah, but they knew you a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You were schmoozing in the Copacabana.
Oh yeah, I totally weaseled my way in there.
Yeah.
So do you think there's any chance that Tyson might have given you a fake number?
Oh, I would think so.
Tyrese Gibson looks at checks his voicemail. I don't know who this fucking guy
What the
is.
hell? Why does this guy Brett keep calling me talking about what a fun night we
I've
had
got-
at the Copa?
It's like Andy Dick or
I've got a
something.
dozen Fast and Furious movies to start filming.
Yes.
Leave me alone.
Yes, what are you doing?
Did you drink?
I had some drink. The problem was it was tough getting drinks from the bar.
Well, yeah, you were 17. I'm just assuming if you had
Your
some.
babyface 17-year-old
Yeah.
that's at a
Yes.
fuck
But
kids party.
If
I
you were
was doing
drinking
that
too,
thing.
holding that all together.
I was taking people's drinks
Okay.
off the table.
Like my aunt's wedding, my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
I was very much I got some champagne because champagne was just kind of everywhere. So you could kind of there'd be bottles, you could kind of pour a glass here and there, or
Nobody wants the end either.
drink it quick, or I just hit the bottle or
Yeah.
hold the bottle, or Well, then the other problem was my friend's uncle must have told some of the workers not to let us get sloppy or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he's already endangered
So,
your
yeah.
lives sexually.
Yeah.
Might as well not endanger it.
Yeah,
Alcohol
so
poisoning.
there were people that knew that we were you weren't supposed to give us
Guys,
anything.
these kids right here, they're safe. We are not going to allow them to get drunk enough to fuck them.
No.
But if it happens.
So Tyson came close.
Yeah.
And then he had a coming to Jesus moment afterwards. And
He was in the parking garage. I'm not lying. We were arm in arm in the parking garage.
He's a beautiful man. I'm not judging.
He is
him.
a handsome man. Like,
Nah, he definitely looked at the call when you called him and was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Or you put your
That's
number
the
in, it's
old
like, what? His girlfriend's like, why is Domino's calling you?
It's like weird androgynous fat guy.
No, that you must have felt like a king.
It was fun.
That's not
I
bad.
have to say, it was a good time.
I'm surprised, as long as I've known you, that this is the first time I've heard the story, because I'd be dining out and this shit. Everyone that I've ever met would have heard this.
It's one. I'm like, I forget about it kind of, and then it's like you don't know how. It's like hard. It's like how do you bring it up without sounding like a complete asshole? Like, you know.
That should be your opener. So I met Diddy when I was a kid.
Yeah. So now I should make that a bit. Like, I meant. But yeah,
we used to call him Didney.
Yeah. Dude, it was crazy though. Like, you would have thought it was like a movie. The entrance he made to this other guy's it was such an alpha.
It sounds like a Zoolander or like a Ansel move. Like the DJ plays a different song in the spotlight.
Zoo Handler.
He kind of big dicked
Diddy.
fucking
so hot
Busta
right
Rhymes at his birthday party.
Of
Like,
course.
he kind of like big dick Busta at his own birthday party. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he kind of came in and made an entrance that was almost more grandiose than Busta's.
Yeah, that flip
big
mode
entrance.
thing is cute, but we're bad boy motherfuckers.
Yes.
Yeah, bad boys for life.
And like Spliff Star was there, of course. Like, you know, Busta's little sidekick guy. He was always there.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people. Like, all of the East Side Boys were there, and they were dressed like they were dressed like in the music videos. And like he like had like the bald guy like had the headband and the giant gas container, and he was really drinking out of it. Like, they were like living the gimmick. It
They
was,
were
like,
on a promotion
amazing.
run. Yeah.
I was like, no, they've really got the gasoline. Like, I was like, whoa. Like, I was like, holy shit. Like, it was like I was like, whoa. He's drinking out of the gasoline thing. Like literally, like, it was so
You know,
fun.
art imitates life, not the other way around. They're authentic.
Yeah, no, they were real.
They didn't have to have any writing sessions before
It
the
was
music
like-
videos. So
yes.
they just do us.
They were touchy.
It was
They were drinking.
It was an odd mix of people, I guess, in there too. It was like a strange. I mean, I guess I'm in there, so that tells you how odd of a mix
It's
of
a
people
real,
it is.
it's a real salad.
So have you partied with any celebrity criminals as well?
I wish I had. I don't have anything.
It was worth asking.
Anything. I have a friend that. So you know Josh Brolin,
I do.
who's
Absolutely.
Thanos and shit.
Yeah.
So long before he's been sober for a long time, but when he was married to Diane Lane, if you know who that actress
yes.
is, older hot actress,
Beautiful.
they got divorced because of his alcoholism. And
Whoa.
when we lived in San Diego, he had a house out there or whatever. And my friend always tells this story that they were just at a bar on a Friday night, and he's taking a piss, and all of a sudden Josh Brolin comes into the bathroom, and there's like 5 different guys pissing in urinals, but he like locks in on my friend, and he just starts going, hey, and he starts kicking him in the ass while he's pissing, so he's pissing everywhere. And he just goes, hey, and my friend's just like, stop kicking me, Josh Brolin. And that's the closest I've come vicariously
That's
through
so
a friend.
great. San Diego's my favorite city.
I only lived
love
there for
San Diego.
18 months. That's the
How
thing.
great.
Wow.
I got out of college. I moved there.
From Jersey.
Well, I was going to school in Virginia, but I moved from Jersey.
Whoa.
Where'd you go to school in Virginia?
Big jump.
James Madison.
Oh, very nice.
So we.
I
I
have
met
a
my
cousin
wife.
who played quarterback at James Madison in the
yeah?
90s. Yeah.
Nice. That's very cool. You have so many You're like a mad. You're like
Yeah,
a human Mad Libs, dude.
random he doesn't
fucking-
stop.
yeah.
I moved in with my now wife of my girlfriend after school, and we went out there, and then I left 18 months later because I got this promise to make all this money. I sold out, and then I moved to Charlotte, and I didn't even have that job 5 years later. But Charlotte was cool too. I don't want to talk about it. I don't like talking about my flair.
Hey, bring this up. I want to make sure we hear you.
Oh, am I too far?
No, maybe.
Okay.
There's no way to tell. We usually have like a couple of like these Puerto Rican chicks who like do the sound,
We do. It's true.
but they're
Where
not
are
here
they?
today.
They're not here today for some reason. We miss them.
Yeah,
They always make it better.
but
We are no podcast in the comedy scene hires more women than we do.
yeah,
We hire the most women out of any comedy podcast in the
I
New
mean,
Jersey
it's
scene.
brave of you guys even to
Yeah.
to say that.
Latin diversity issues, we'll tackle it.
That's the most important thing. Not is it funny? Is it good?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Do they have a diverse workforce?
Yep.
Yes, and that's what counts. That's
Basically.
what's bringing in the subscribers.
He's the Ray Lewis of the Puerto Rican community.
He kills people all the time.
I'm stabbing people at events left and right. I cannot be stopped. I'm very dangerous.
He's the Ray Lewis of the Ray Mysterio crowd.
I love a mask.
That's what we do. So we're here. Caffeine Overdose 19. AJ Ellis. And I just want to say, caffeine isn't inclusive to just coffee. Can we say this?
Nope.
No, I snort lines of
What
that
a
shit.
what a smart move. What a fancy move
Yes.
to bring a Celsius on the podcast.
I wanted to seem on brand. I was happy
No,
to
that
be
was good.
invited.
That's literally cat. Hey, we're the ones pigeonholing ourselves with this
Yes.
coffee thing.
Yeah.
Dream bigger.
Yeah, we're not thinking bigger.
Don't be afraid to dream bigger,
And
love.
just me trying to shill for a $3 $6 meal deal.
Yep, we're trying to get a Dunkin' sponsor. It's gonna take
Hey, fucking donkeys,
a
guys.
while. A couple more Indian guests, but we'll get there.
Right? Or we're not from Boston.
Yeah.
Like Ben asked, like I saw the accountant
Fucking
too
donkeys.
this weekend.
You saw
How was
the
it?
accountant too.
I liked it. I mean, it was enjoyable.
I loved The Accountant, and that was a movie I didn't see coming, and I never thought there would be a 2, and then I went
It was fun.
to my first movie of the last year. I went to the last Hulk movie, or Captain America, the new Captain America
Where
movie.
he's red.
Yeah.
Word.
Red Hulk, Black Cap, all good. Color schemes don't matter.
Native American Hulk.
Oh.
It's fun.
But they had the preview for Accountant 2, and I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
That movie was actually really good. And I forgot it existed, but I didn't see it.
if you liked the John Bernthal character in the first one as well,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's fun.
It's
an
very few
enjoyable movie.
Bernthal characters I haven't liked.
Right?
I just rewatched
He's great.
Fury last night
I was
randomly.
gonna say he's great in that one.
Oh
He's
my
like
God.
demented. So what? I've never even heard of The Accountant 1.
Oh,
so-
it's a really good movie.
So,
I just know The Accountant
autistic
2.
assassin.
Really?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
who's
It's Ben Affleck.
autistic?
But he does a good job.
He does a good job.
He's an accountant on paper, and he's
Okay.
an autistic assassin. And he's very... His
Autistic
autism
like
makes him...
Asperger's, right?
Yeah. I don't actually know. I don't want to get canceled.
One of them. I don't remember the difference.
But his
Cancel overdose.
his neurodivergence makes him an amazing assassin. So it's just
Whoa.
a fun ass assassin movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
he's
really
an
good.
accountant that's autistic.
That's like
but
his front. Is that he's an accountant?
And he does like all the
Okay.
books for all like the cartels.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
all
that
these
right.
drug
okay. I thought he
bosses.
just found this out.
No.
No, that's how he got into it.
So
is
he's
'cause, yeah.
like super
Got it.
dangerous, so he can protect himself because these people usually like you kill the guy who knows where your money is.
Right.
After
Right.
it's
Yeah,
usually,
no,
like,
it's
Because I went to go see Sinners, and it was just sold out for like 8 weeks. And everybody who couldn't see that was going to see The Accountant 2. So they were like, well, you could go see
I
The
would have
Accountant
loved
2.
to have seen Sinners, but my dad doesn't like horror movies. I should have embarrassed my dad. Like, but my dad doesn't like black people.
That's what we were waiting for.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Dad. I should really throwing you under the bus.
Is your dad Irish?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he would.
yes.
Yeah, he would. Because like the Irish people are trying to like kill like all the black people. He'd be
Are
like,
they really?
well, this movie doesn't seem that accurate. Really, it's not like that.
We came over and
it's more like a fever dream than reality.
Yeah, my Irish came over
that's
to
the whole
Jersey
movie.
City in the 1930s, so we were late to the party.
Yeah, your dad probably
I
wouldn't
mean, to be
like
fair, you guys were like treated the same way at some point.
No black.
That's why they.
dogs,
That's
no
why they
Irish,
did the
I
two
guess.
of them.
Yeah.
Because they're both oppressed cultures in their own way.
Crabs pulling it
That
down
make
to the bucket.
music. Like you know what I mean? Because like the blacks had like the blues, and then the Irish had that like bingo.
That was not
Stomp
Irish at all.
it.
I'm half Irish.
There was,
as an
I said
Italian,
some
I was
bomb-
like, that
some,
was accurate.
shit
I'm half
from
Irish and half
Boston.
Italian, so.
Oh, there are little drop Murphys in there. I'm Irish. Look at my wall decorations. Clearly, that means I'm authentico.
Yeah. Do you have one of those in your house?
Authentic. I don't.
Not
Every-
from Ireland, but just from anywhere.
No, I
That's-
don't.
they're my
my
grandma's.
grandparents had one, but my
That's
grandmother
what-
was Scottish, so it's a
Okay.
My
Crawford.
grandma
Yeah.
died, and when we were cleaning out the house, I kept these.
There's one of
and
those in
I
every
put them in my
family.
house.
Yeah,
Something
no,
I was
yeah.
getting at.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows Brett Verbist, very Irish name.
Is it or no?
No, it's
What's
couldn't-
Verbist?
Verbist is technically.
Verbist sounds like a guy, like an author who's really full of himself.
Yes,
I'm a Verbist.
yes.
Somebody, when I did radio, I used to interview a lot of rappers, and one of the rappers was like, "Oh, I love your stage name, Verbist. Like, you're a artist."
You
I was like, "No, that's actually just my real name. Thank you."
You go with verbs and
No,
adjectives.
he thought I was like a genius. He goes, "Man, your last name is." You said you picked Verbist as your name. He's like, "Oh, that's genius." And I was like, "Well, I think it was one of my relatives who did many years ago."
It's funny. It just happened. My mother's maiden name was Mick Adjective.
Yeah, it's like, it was gonna be nounists, but we was trying to,
Yeah, my mom's like,
No,
"Oh,
but
the
we
old
making
white
things
people."
happen. We're moving. We're verb.
we in action.
I'd be even more ridiculous if I had my mom's maiden name because my mom's maiden name was Little.
Oh, now that could be funny.
Brett Little. And first of all, I've never seen another white family named Little either. Anytime I ever see,
My last name's Ellis, and
Is it?
90% of the people I've met of the Ellises are blacks.
right?
That's kind of
That's
weird
true,
saying blacks,
yeah.
but it's cool.
That's a
It's like
good
a good
point.
icebreaker for me.
Little too. I've noticed that with Little. Like it's usually like
Ellis Little is not worrying about sunscreen.
No.
Or Little
We
Ellis.
went somewhere-
Little Ellis is a
Little Ellis
rapper.
might just be a whole
We went to
other
Busch
person.
Gardens on a family trip once, and at Busch Gardens, a little family was having a reunion, and like
Did you jump in?
we were joking. My
You
dad
hug them
kept
out like they were.
joking to
You
my
hug them out
mom.
like they were Diddy.
Yeah, my mom kept joking to my mom, like, "Hey, you're a little, like maybe this is your family."
All in good fun.
Yeah.
AJ Ellis does kind of sound like the sixth man on the Celtics.
Yeah,
you know?
there was actually a catcher in MLB like 10 years ago for the Dodgers. So I don't get a lot of Google hits on my open
Word.
mic
Oh,
North Jersey circuit
no.
life, but
He's
Yeah,
ruining
AJ
it for you.
AJ Ellis sounds like a guy who's very different than me in certain parts of anatomy and rhythm.
Right. Now there's a football player named Ray Bentley too, older,
Yeah, I see that.
That's a
sometimes
pretty-
when I Google you.
Pretty cool name too. There you
but
go.
he's gonna have CT soon, so we're gonna wipe that Wikipedia. It'll be all
I
right.
won't know.
There's
That'll be all right.
There's a Bram Verbist who was the goalie for the Belgium national soccer team at one point.
Things I learned by Googling myself for 500,
right.
Alex.
Yep, that's it.
That's a good point.
Right? That's,
That's
the only
fantastic.
reason.
Well, that's the
yeah.
only reason why I know about the
I
baseball.
wonder if
game.
Yeah,
I wonder
no,
if
I
everybody
get you.
does that.
No, that's me.
I understand.
I'm trying to see what comes up, and I'm like, oh, this guy, he's fucking my shit up.
Do you
Bram.
think 10 out of 10 people have
Absolutely. How
Google-
could you
Googled
not have?
theirself?
If you're a
Oh,
there's not one comic that we know that hasn't Googled themselves.
even just regular? What about the
Regular people,
mailman?
I think,
What about the
too.
mailman?
Oh, I would too. Before I did anything, I Google. I would,
Yeah.
absolutely. I wanted to see what you could find.
There's no way my mailman found himself. There's no way Crazy Willie was fucking in the top 100 results for that.
Yeah, especially
Hey.
before the lawsuits. You know.
Crazy Willie.
He's the nicest guy in the world, but I have an excessively mentally ill mailman. He will just walk across your entire
Oh,
lawn like this and be like, kind of thing. And I was like, I'm glad he got a job. He's a nice guy. Love him, but
You're just like,
I can't imagine him doing much else.
I had a mailman. He looked like the Lovely Bones. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like,
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna cut these begonias or whatever, but I'm also might cut up your daughter.
I
was
might
just
bury
scary.
her under the begonias.
yes.
So he goes to my neighbor's house, like, oh, here's the mail, but they were there at the door, and he's like, you know, hey, this is gonna sound crazy, but I really have to go to the bathroom. Would you mind if I just used your bathroom?
I'd be like, just pee in my yard.
At least he
sir.
asked.
He asked.
Yes.
So are you letting the mailman in to
Probably,
pee?
I guess so.
I grew up in a small
wanna
town,
get
so like
my
back when
mail.
I was young in the 80s and 90s, and probably yes. Probably now,
Yeah,
no.
now I would be a little.
Which is weird because the world hasn't changed that much. It's just the information
Yes.
has made us different.
Right.
But we had a drunk mailman growing up, and he used to like regularly use the bathroom at my uncle's house.
Oh, okay.
My
My
dad
uncle
used
So
to
he was
cool
a
with them.
drunk, so he's kind of a bro.
Yeah.
This guy was the Lovely Bones.
My
You know
dad
what I
used to
mean?
give
Yes.
the garbage men beer.
Yes. Also,
Which is
cool.
much cooler than you don't know what you're dealing with.
Right.
with
So now this
possible
guy,
serial
they're
killer.
like, sure, I guess, you know, is it going to be quick? He's like, don't worry, I
It's an-
just got to go to the bathroom.
It's an odd request. at
He
this point.
started taking a shower.
No,
I swear.
what?
I didn't
Yes.
see that coming.
So they're just
Me
like,
either.
they're like waiting for him to come out, and then they just hear the shower.
Oh! Was he taking his shit and trying
Maybe he
to
pooped
cover
himself.
the noises?
Maybe he pooped himself.
And he wouldn't come out of the bathroom because he needed to shower.
This sounds like a guy who pooped himself in the mail truck.
Yeah.
So they called the cops and had to get him out of the shower.
I was gonna say, like, I used to run the sink if I didn't want you to hear me chopping up lines or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
or
I-
even ripping tutors.
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
either
yeah,
way,
I hear
toots
you.
out of my
Yeah.
ass or tutors up my nose.
Yeah.
I hear you.
But
Wait, the
this sounds like a
shower.
man who was desperate with shit in his pants,
Maybe.
in his underwear.
Maybe.
Why not go into the back of your truck and take your underwear off and just toss them out the window?
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
a
God
fire
damn
too.
it, mentally ill
Yeah,
mailman. Did
why
you not think this through?
logically think about shitting yourself through? Sarah?
Yeah,
Just think
our
of-
town is really small too, so he also probably could have just,
Gone home.
home, the post office.
I think you could make a call to your boss and go, boss, I ate a little something weird this morning with breakfast. I was a little off. I just had a little bit of an accident. Can I run home?
I had to make a quick
People
delivery
that
to
have
my
heard
house.
This story and have been like, maybe he just had to shit. Maybe he just had to shit. Like everybody in my neighborhood was like, what a creep. We should never. He got fired.
To
be fair.
Yeah, that'll do it.
yes, I could
That'll do
imagine
it.
that.
All he did was play his hand wrong, though.
Was it because he wouldn't come out? I think if he had come out right when they knocked, he might have. You know what I mean? Like,
In like a towel.
why am I like? What a weirdo am I? I'm like, where's the line here that where you can still keep your job? I'm like, why am I like?
Well, I just think that's.
What am I? This guy's union.
I mean,
rep?
we're talking life now.
Am
I mean, you
his
got a
union
whole life
super-
ahead of us.
Yeah, like I'm his
Make some
union rep
mistakes.
trying to keep his job. I'm like, well, if he had just come out right away, would he have been okay?
Did you not watch the PowerPoint when you onboarded?
Everybody knows once they ask you to leave, you
The
have to
shower,
come
you
out
gotta-
immediately.
Turn that fucking hot water off first, because that shit costs money.
Yes.
If it was like, if he did have a duty incident, right, and then he was cleaning his whatever,
Why not say
the
something?
sink, maybe, I guess, but also
Yeah,
it's like, hey, I'm your
Shower's
creepy
I don't
mailman.
want
I
you
just shit
coming
my
to-
pants.
yeah.
Can I come in? I love the white carpet. Thank you. Like, can I just take a shit?
Okay.
So
Does your daughter's
once you-
bedroom have its own
once-
bathroom?
Yeah.
Exactly. Once you touch
You're right.
the shower,
Okay.
once you hear that you're just sitting on the couch, and
No,
you're,
I'm.
like, you're like, what?
What?
Yeah, that's a thing I hear
What
that
the-
I don't
First
process
of all,
right away.
Yeah, you know.
If I'm
Really?
letting a stranger in my house, I'm not going back and sitting on the couch. I'm gonna be near the bathroom.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, that too.
Oh, I'm 2 feet from the door, just
Right?
leaning against the wall.
So
Just-
then you're not hearing it. Like
Yeah.
you're hearing
Yes.
it. So like automatically. That's,
Do they immediately
Call the
say something
FBI.
as soon as they hear the water? Or-
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I'm running.
Yeah, what?
I'm hitting the button and running into the panic room.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like,
no, they were like, what are you doing?
This is insane.
yeah,
You're
no.
showering?
Yeah, no, this is
It's like, oh,
very
just
bad.
give me a little bit, give me a minute.
What?
And then they called the cops. He was still in the bathroom. The cops went in and they had to get him out of there.
What? How long of an hour, a half an hour? What's the time?
I mean,
frame
the
on
response time has got to be a little bit, even in
It's
a small town.
Yeah.
But still, it's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a
5
mile radius. We have like 24 cops.
Yeah.
Like they be out.
So he
Plus, I live by the park.
so he had a
So they-
standoff in the shower, basically, with the police.
I say if you call the cops anywhere in my town, like they'll probably be there
Less than 5.
well,
than,
next
like
week
5 to
on the
4 minutes. I'm gonna be
podcast,
honest.
subscribe. Join us next week where we're gonna go to random parts of Ray's town, make
And
fake
shit in
make
people's
fake-
toilets.
yes, and make fake 911 calls, and we'll see how fast the police arrive, and we'll test Ray's time.
I'm counting
It's
on
gonna be like
you.
the
They're-
Raptors in Jurassic Park. We're gonna be testing the fences
And
systematically.
when
for
they
weaknesses.
succeed, I
Yes,
expect the
we
PBA
remember.
card. Thank you very
Yes. Please don't.
much.
I got my
so-
first PBA card in like 10 years.
Did you?
Shout out to Bobby Bayonne.
Yeah,
way. He
Bobby
gave it to
Bayonne.
Yeah, he's a solid dude.
Hell yes, Bobby
You know?
Bayonne. I like Bobby Bayonne.
He's a good guy.
He's a great guy. He made like after the New Year, he just handed me a PBA card. And I was like, I'm not sucking your dick, dude.
I will always say that about a cop, though.
Solid dude.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's a great guy. It's like, oh, really? He just beat up a high school student. Hey, look, I don't want any trouble. I think he's a great guy. Like,
The best was the chance that Tommy Fox is.
yeah, I'm not letting it be me. Yeah, gay cop sex.
It was so funny. Somebody
What?
for weeks that Tommy Fox is like the chance been like gay cop sex for some reason. Oh,
It's very funny.
because Bobby Bayonne was there, I think, and another guy who was a cop that he used to know or used to be
An
friends
audience
with.
person.
An audience person
Oh,
came in.
I
and
probably
Bobby,
know that.
And Bobby got excited and went over and said hello to him. And then somebody joked that Bobby ran out of there to have gay cop sex so fast. And then everyone started chanting gay cop sex. And then every comic who went up after for like the rest of the night called it back. And then like even like weeks later, people were still like clapping
so
to
funny.
like gay.
Yeah.
Dude, at one point, like 20 people are screaming, "Gay cop sex! Gay cop sex!" Like,
Yeah.
So thanks again for the card.
We love Bob.
Anyway, thanks for the card.
Bobby's the
You're
man.
doing good. This is how you keep the law enforcement on your side.
I got no beef.
I early on did a show for Chris Park, the Vinny Mutz show in the
Yes.
restaurant, and Bobby Bayonne was on it.
Yeah.
And one of his cop buddies, possibly army buddies or military buddies, but I think cop buddies, came out and he was like, out of all the 5 comics, like one audience member we actually brought.
Yeah.
And this dude went crazy. He was like fucking shotgunning beers. Our green room was outside on the sidewalk.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
I've done.
And he was this dude partied. And he was like, oh, well, who's going to arrest me? I was like, yeah, well, get in.
That's why they get
If you
the badge.
do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Bingo.
And then it's like I'll see there's like those guys, and then there's like I'll see them when they get arrested because like
Oh yeah, they're not going down for anything until they go down.
Yeah, like those guys that usually end
it's national
so
news.
badly. Yes, like you're on like some police YouTube channel, and on the news, like town councilman pulled over and says, "Do you know who I am?" Like it's one of those.
I was at a restaurant and I overheard at this table next to me. I thought I was on What Would You Do Now with like John Quinones. He was about to like walk out. And this cop was like talking, he was a state trooper, and he was talking about how he'll plant stuff on people.
Sprinkle a little crack on them.
Yeah, he was talking about Coke. He's like, we like keep a thing of Coke. And he's like, I've
That's like a bit from a show.
Yes.
I can't remember what
And
it was.
he was
like
like-
sprinkle a little crack.
and he
Oh,
was
it's
like-
a Chappelle bit.
Right. It's like it could only be that. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
was like,
insane.
what?
And he was like, he was like yucking about it. You know what I mean? And I'm just like overhearing, like, I'm like, what? Like, I thought it was
You're
pretty.
like,
That's
Yeah.
a pretty sweet
So
gig.
I
I
thought-
would not loose lip that shit. I want to keep that tight.
That should be like, why are you telling anybody about that?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
pretty
think
much like a superpower. You get it.
Yes.
Yeah, I know the other guy wasn't a cop. Might have been like an old buddy or something.
He's like, oh yeah, we know.
Like,
we
you
just
wanna know what
frame
I've
them
been
now.
up to?
We've been framing them, man. They don't even got to do anything wrong anymore, bro. I just frame them. If I don't like them, I just frame them.
You're framing houses. I'm framing POCs.
Bingo.
Who's winning?
Yeah.
The fucking construction douchebag.
I tried to have a bit once, like, because my brother is like, he works for the sex crimes unit or whatever,
SVU.
and I tried to have like a bit. I'm like, oh, my brother.
Dun.
I tried to do like a bit where I'm like, oh, my brother is either like a hero or a fucking monster, depending on where you watch your news. And then like, whatever channel you get your news from. And then I'm like, but don't worry, he's no longer, framing people of color, just perverts of color.
But white perverts are still safe for
Yeah,
now,
no, they're
unless
for
business
now.
unless business takes a turn.
Everywhere except YouTube.
With the price of tariffs, we might have to start pulling all the perverts in. Got to make that money.
We could like literally catch like a predator on YouTube. It seems so easy.
I'm alarmed at how many of them are, and that they don't seem to be aware. Like, honestly, how many? Like, when you see the messages that they're having with these people, it's like, you really thought that was like a 12-year-old?
Yeah.
Like, what?
And they want to meet like in a Walmart or a Walgreens.
Yeah,
like,
I love
you
the
got-
bit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
who wants to be a fucking CVS like at 12? Like,
It's like, I
it's
never
the
even-
last place I've ever been.
It's like, I never even went to a Walgreens alone until I was able to get molested legally. It's like, yeah, like and they fall
like-
for the same shit every time, and there's just like these YouTube vigilantes, you know? Like,
Did you see the guys who punched them?
Yeah, that's pretty
Those guys
crazy
just
too.
they just start hitting them. They're just like, "Well, do you want to fuck?" They're like daring them to call the police. Go ahead, call the police and tell them I hit you, and I'll tell them why I hit you. It's like they really do. It's like and again, it's almost.
See, I'm such a coward. I'm only going to swing on the victim because I know I could knock out a little kid. I'll be afraid that the fucking pervert took a punch and now I'm going to get my ass beat on top of not calling the
Did you ever
cops.
see the video of the guy the one guy? He like where he crashes his car. He's like the Asian guy. He's clearly on like meth or something.
Yeah.
And like he runs out and he like freaks out and he like tries to flee in his car and he like crashes his car and like almost flips it over. Like, oh.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
fucking-
I do think.
I can't get enough of
Yes.
those videos.
I do think, hot take, maybe, that it's got to be like 30% of them are like genuinely like slow.
Oh, absolutely.
sure.
And they're
Absolutely.
like still punched him in the head.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, all right, like this guy, he would have came here
I
for
would argue
anybody.
that 30% number from some of the
Yeah, that
videos
might
I
be
see
low.
might even be a little
That might be
low.
low. It might be a thin line between victim and perpetrator.
Yeah,
like they just
yeah.
didn't get enough attention paid. They could have
Yeah.
been. They could have been on the
Yeah,
wrong,
like some
the
of
other
those-
side of the problem.
Some of those guys, they just wanted like a friend. They would have went if like.
I feel like the
Elvis was,
coolest
like,
of
messaging
these
them.
retards. Are we allowed to say that word
Yes.
anymore? I feel like it's coming back.
It's
Here.
coming
I
back.
feel like the cooler, more confident
We live
ones
off that.
end up being the perpetrators.
Yes.
It's almost like a reverse system of
Like the guy
reward.
dressed like Eminem who had his sister drive him there. He's a pervert.
Right, but
For
he's a
sure.
pervert with some fucking confidence. Like maybe I wouldn't be
Imagine having
bombing
this-
as often if I had that guy's confidence.
Right?
Yeah.
I say that all the time. Like that's the one thing I get jealous of is the confident. Like I'm like, if I was as delusional as some of these people, I could be running the world. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's a
amazing
real
the
curse.
confidence these people have.
Self-awareness is a curse.
It is a curse.
Once that clicks for you, we just got to run you somewhere.
Yeah.
Like mayor, governor.
I think
something.
maybe the cheat code, maybe the hack is meth.
Yeah, right. I'm not
I
doing
think if we
enough math.
do more meth, you might just not care about
I need more Tina.
anything that matters.
Yeah.
more
That's-
scante, as they say out west.
Yeah, you could be like the next AOC. You know.
I could be. I majored in political science in college, and I had a teacher who was desperate for me to do foreign service for some reason. He wanted me to be a diplomat so bad. He was
Let
like,
me guess, Thailand?
yes. He was like, you would be great for this. He's like, I got you signed up for the foreign service test. He's like, I know some people. Like, please take it. Please do this. And I just didn't want to
That could be changing the
diplomat.
course of things right now. Like you could have had peace in the Middle East.
I'm selfish.
You could have just been standing in the middle of two sides, like screaming, and they're like, "All right, enough. We'll just
Send this guy back to America.
please.
He's
We'll
insufferable.
stop the rockets, please."
No more rocks, no more rockets. It's settled.
Yeah, man.
Just send that guy back. He's insufferable.
I actually tried to get into politics at one point. About 7 years ago, I was like 340, 345 at my biggest, and I was like trying to be an alderman, and
What's that?
it was when it's like a local.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then it was when AOC was coming up, and some dude goes, "AOC, look at this guy, this fucking A1C," and I quit immediately.
I coach you A1.
That's
I immediately quit.
That's
That's what they would call me.
I cried into a fucking cheeseburger the rest of the night.
Oh,
is that the little pill with the big story to tell?
That's no, that's Jardiance, and I'm on that now because of blood
it's got a
sugar.
great story.
A1C is what your like blood sugar reading is.
okay.
every time I
that's in the commercial, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Nobody's gonna fuck with my AIC, whatever it is.
Oh,
like
every year I go to the doctor for a physical. My
I know the
doctor says to
commercials.
me, "You are shockingly healthy."
Yeah, so I've never even at my biggest, I never had high blood pressure or
Never high blood pressure.
never
I'm,
had cholesterol. But I just found out like 2 weeks ago that I am
like
diabetic.
I'm still not even
Whoa.
I'm still not even pre-diabetic. I can still fix this. I'm not going to. I'm sure of it. But I can still fix this. I'm not even pre-diabetic yet.
That's awesome. I've been pricking my finger for the last 2 weeks. It fucking sucks.
My
Really?
dad does. Yeah.
Although it's kind of like a little S&M thing too. I'm like, ooh, you bad bitch.
yeah.
Who wants
bad
the
boy.
cookie now?
So, not to like, I'm not trying to dive into that, but
No, I
that's
don't
like
care.
something
I
that
wouldn't
like
have said it if
that's
I
something you like eat too much sugar and it happens, or it just happened because
So
like
it's- so
you got picked. Hunger Games.
No, I don't know. So I have been bigger, and since the last like 4 years, I lost some weight.
Because you
And
look
I-
good.
You
I-
look great.
Yeah.
No, I got some boobies.
Can we
man.
get some
Don't worry about
comments,
that,
please?
but-
Just comments.
This guy's a handsome fella.
But it just it was like my blood sugar spiked to an incredible level one night
Whoa.
for the first time ever, and I felt so fucked up and weird that I went to the doctor the next day, and they're like, "We're going to check your blood." And like a regular level is under 100 or whatever, and I was at 300.
Oh,
which
wow.
400 is like immediately you have to go to the emergency room because it's just
Wow.
going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And that was more than halfway there. And ever since then, I started Jardiance, and I've been pricking my finger, and it's been 2 weeks, and it's like calmed down to like a higher than normal level, but a safe level. And then at some point, they're going to get me off of these meds and put me on the Ozempic shit. So then I'm going to be hot as fuck with some flabby, loose skin.
I'm about to be, I think I'm going to take the plunge and do it.
Well, like, so I didn't want to do it. I don't know why. It's not that I don't trust like medical science and shit. I just felt like I don't want to do that. But they're saying now if it's for a reason, well, all right, let's go.
Well, my insurance now will pay for it.
If I can lose these little honkers here, I'd be all right.
Well, my thing was it was too expensive and my insurance wouldn't pay
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
so I'm in the zone for both blood sugar and I'm just
Oh, so you're like
technically
up in
obese.
space with it.
Yeah,
Like,
so like you're right, it won't cost me
Guardians
$1,000.
of the Galaxy.
Well,
You
yeah.
are just like,
Well, I have sleep apnea.
I didn't know what you were
now
setting
I
up
can
with
get
that.
it for sleep
Great.
apnea. Well, this is how stupid insurances are, and
Right.
people wonder why people love Luigi. I'll tell you why. Because my insurance company won't pay for Ozempic or any of that, right? But they'll pay over $500,000 for me
meth.
to go. Well, I wish. Then I would sign up. I'd be like, give me some Fent. Shoot it right in me. Give me the patches. But no, they'll pay for me to go get my stomach chopped in half, which is going to cost over $500,000.
Yeah, way more.
Wow.
Right? But the Ozempic is too expensive, and that's like $200 a week or a month. Or
Why is
something.
that technically cosmetic or something?
Well, they're just like,
I know 2 comics that are on it right now.
no, I would understand if you told me both of them were cosmetic, right? Well,
Oh yeah, that's true.
What-
It can. I mean, for rich people like Hollywood and shit, Ozempic can be cosmetic. They can just pay out the ass 'cause they can afford it, and a
It's
lot of
just too
do
expensive.
to lose weight.
but it was just the logic of how is this too expensive? But
Well,
yet
nothing
you'll
makes
pay
sense.
for that. It just doesn't make
Nothing
sense.
about our
It's
healthcare
crazy.
system makes sense other than the fact that we're in late stage capitalism.
Yeah,
So
it's
you're
crazy.
not United Healthcare then.
No,
All right, so then the person, whoever you need to kill, is still out there.
Yeah, you still got an active
You can-
target
you can
situation.
still
well,
make a
no,
statement.
he saved himself because now I'm eligible.
Maybe you should apply to be an accountant
I'm
at the
eligible
company,
now.
and then
That-
how?
They've changed their mind now.
You're right.
I will be. But it's crazy because if you go to, apparently in England, it's super cheap. Just anybody can get Ozempic for super cheap. And they're like, why is this so much more expensive here?
Well,
Well, we know why, but. Okay, I had a question for you.
I believe
You
the
said-
answer is oligarchy.
Yes. Now, you said you felt really bad, or are you, can you describe
yeah,
what
simple.
you felt?
so
yeah, what was,
lightheaded, dizzy.
Yeah, like what was
boner.
the feeling like?
Different. All right. At night when I first noticed it, it was like I was coked out trying to go to sleep the last time I was in Vegas 10
Okay.
years ago. Like heart beating through my
Okay.
chest. Like
Ooh, okay.
Like I wish I didn't do this much cocaine today.
Okay,
I didn't do any cocaine. I haven't done it
No,
in
I
10
know what
years.
you mean, but yeah.
And then I woke up the next morning and I was like fucking like Glass Joe and Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I could have been knocked over by anything. And I was like shaky and shit. And I was like, it really felt like I fucked up, did too many drugs. And I
Wow.
didn't do any drugs. So,
Okay, so you know,
yeah,
yeah.
it was weird. So
They were
apparently what
very-
happened is my blood sugar shot super high as I finally slept. I only slept like 3 hours. It took me like till 3 o'clock in the morning to fall asleep. It came down, and they say that even if your blood sugar isn't too low, when it's too high and you come back down, you feel it more. They actually say, I've been learning that people that have high blood sugar don't feel fucked up or sick until it comes down
Whoa.
because your body starts getting adjusted to being it. So I may have been it for a while, but this spike was like crazy. And so they tested me. I didn't eat anything since I actually did bogeys that night. And I had like 3 or 4 drinks, but when I do comedy, if I drink, I have vodka soda. I don't drink beer. I don't know. It's like clear, but it's also not a blood sugar issue. There's 0 carbs in
Yeah, I was
in
gonna
that.
say that's
Right.
right.
So I don't know, whatever. And I didn't like eat crazy or anything. But by the time I went to the doctor at 10 a.m., having not eaten or drank anything since, I don't know, 11:30 the night before, I was still at that insanely high number.
Wow.
And then they started me on these medicines, and the very next day, I dipped so low that I actually almost passed out when I was
Wow.
grocery shopping. And then ever since then, we kind of found the middle, and it's been fine. And I'm just like even with it now. And I have to go 1 more month, and then they're going to put me on these medicines because the medicine that I'm on that's keeping my blood sugar low is not a long-term thing because it's aggressive.
Okay.
But apparently I'm not supposed to panic about it. It hasn't stopped me from telling jokes.
But it was more than just like a rapid heart rate. It turned into, oh, I'm fatigued. I feel like I got.
No, yeah, it was like I was just felt weird.
There are times where you know something's wrong. So this is something where you're very clearly go,
Almost
okay.
harder to enunciate, then no. Like,
Yes.
yeah, kind of thing.
Because there's like shit with your body where you're like, I don't know how to describe this, but like if you're feeling this, you'll know you're not right.
So this is my new bit. Funny, guys?
This is actually a milestone.
That was actually just me trying to figure out. I'm like, when will I know if this is happening to me?
No, it was incredible. It was our first medical
We had a real
talk
on
discussion.
the
podcast.
Stand-up comedy with blood sugar issues.
Yeah, no, but
I really wish I would die of diabetes.
now we're opening the sphere. It's been nothing but hate and Diddy parties and stuff like that.
My vendetta with CVS, which is never ending.
We just unlocked a new level. I like this.
We did.
Can I talk about CVS? It's going to take 2 minutes.
No, please go.
CVS.
I love
my CVS.
Yes,
please.
So
we love
this person is not a victim. This person is an ill person, and I'm not making fun of that. It's just the situation so crazy. One of the pharmacists at the CVS by my house is a very severely Tourette's sufferer, but the way so the first time I went in, I had no idea what was going on. There's this like sweet lady, and she's like, "I'll be with you in just a minute." She talks like the Exorcist,
So great.
and everyone that works around her, it's a supportive environment. They don't even hear it anymore. But the first time I came in here, she's like, "We're gonna suck a bunch of dicks in hell tonight. You look at this fucking," and she bought me a faggot and stuff. And at first, it took me like 30 seconds to realize that was happening, because at first I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fight a bitch." And no, and she's just like, and you can like, you don't want to make fun of it.
No, yeah,
because you can see a little bit in her eyes that she knows, like, it sucks for her.
Yeah,
but she'll be like, "Oh, we actually need your insurance card again." Suck a cunt, suck a cunt, suck a cunt.
And she's got like a devil voice too,
and
right?
it's all devil, and she goes back and forth so quick.
Whoa.
So
Is she hot?
No.
Does she blow kisses at all? Because my foot
No,
doctor,
not a lot of moving.
my
tips.
foot doctor
just The
has it.
Exorcist.
He doesn't do like a voice, but what threw me off one time, I almost died laughing because he was talking to me and just started blowing me kisses, and it took every bit of me to like to fix my face to not die laughing, because it's funny. This man is blowing me kisses.
Yeah, it's not a judgmental. It's not a mean funny. It's just definition
my body is just
funny.
Like naturally going like, this grown man is blowing you kisses at the foot doctor. This is a funny thing.
Humor is the difference between expectation and reality. Like, that's what makes people laugh at anything.
I never expected him to start blowing kisses and going.
Yeah, you guys both have a bit here. I'm not gonna lie.
He's just like this.
I wrote down the experience. I have 10 paragraphs about it, but I haven't worked on it being a bit yet. But I also feel kind of bad because like I can tell this person is like dealing with a disability, but at the same time says the most hilarious. Like, she would crush. She would crush.
Just say it's a
Boulevard
guy
on a Monday night.
Boulevard.
Yeah. Do you ever have trouble taking your funny stories and then getting them and morphing them into bits?
Yeah,
I find that to be one of the hardest things.
Agreed.
Is taking a good story and getting it into a bit.
I don't want to be a narcissist here, but if I could do that, I'd be on other podcasts too.
Yes.
I'd be paying for the Duncan. That's my fucking white whale, man.
Yeah.
We're funny with our friends. We can tell stories. We have great stories, but making it relatable to a new audience and like technically finding the punches and the rhythm and stuff. It's not easy.
Especially
we all know it's not
in
fucking
the
easy.
open mic setting.
Especially when no one's listening.
Yeah, nobody's listening.
Ready for their own shit.
It's just a consistent 5-minute, rotating wheel. And then 5 minutes is also tough to, like, if you're trying to develop, like, because you're going to have to go through the story a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's going to be super long at first, and then you're going to have to try to find the shit.
So 2 years in, I got guys like you I'm friends with now that would give me the ear, but I have a story about in college when we took mushrooms and turned into Ninja Turtles throughout the course of the night that you guys will listen to, but it would take me 15.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to spend 6 months finding the punches so it doesn't take 25
Exactly.
balls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you got to do 2 open mics just to get through the story.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I
can't do stories.
I've only gotten lucky like twice, and one's I guess the Mexico jail thing. I kind of like was able to do that like as a tiny piece of a bit.
Yeah. I've never seen you do it in a show, though.
I did it at Did I do it at Tommy Fox?
No, you just reference it as if people know.
That's kind of cool.
Right. I did.
That's actually
kind of
cool.
Yeah, like you say, I hate to think.
I don't
that
gotta bore
the
you.
guys
You guys know my Mexico story. You old ass lady in the corner.
Y'all already
You
know I've been to Mexico.
Man.
Everybody's like,
Mexican jail. You know this.
Chip's aunt. You know.
no, you do that thing where you're like, I hate to see you if this is what they're mistaking me as, like a woman, I'd hate to see
What the fellas
what
in
the
jail
might
might
think of me. And you're like,
Well,
and I spent time in a Mexican jail.
Yeah, no, and then sometimes when I used
Which
to
is
do
funny, but
Yeah,
nobody
that's-
knows.
it's
when
almost
I
like a
used to do
teaser.
the- Yeah, when I used to do the Patterson DMV bit, I used to end.
Great
that
bit.
was a great way to segue into that bit because I'd be like, I spent 3 days in a Mexican jail where more people spoke English,
That too, yeah.
Right.
and it felt faster.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
I think that's the. I
and then
heard
I
you
can
do
break
that.
into the story.
I think the only time I've heard you do that bit was that.
Yeah.
Transition.
Yeah, if you did like a
that
20
make sense?
coming up,
Yeah.
like, that would be a great transition.
I could in a longer,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like that. And then like occasionally, like when I've done the thing about my mom dying, like that's like the only two stories I can weasel
yeah.
into like a bit, but anything else I can never really figure out how to
I
do
can't
it
do the story thing.
Like I tried to do the story about being in the projects on New Year's Eve and like the tear gas and trying to cram all the drugs in my ass and running out and my brother and having my poor brother's friend thought I was just gonna get him weed and I totally finagled him to go to the project.
Tyson Beckford was there.
Yeah. Like I can't figure out how to make that. Like it didn't really work on stage. Like I mean, like people are looking at me like people laugh when you talk about cramming shit up your ass while you're choking on tear gas and running. But you can't make it like a full.
Tails all his time on that one. It gets me every time.
On New Year's Eve,
Real side splitter.
and then I'm like, oh, and I took the weed out of my asshole as the ball dropped and handed it to him.
Yeah.
Like, in his
funny.
dad's
That's
car.
good.
Like you know what I mean? Like
That's
that
good.
was his New Year's
Yeah.
Eve.
I know what you mean though, because it's like it still has like the whole thing is funny and
But
it
you
has
need
funny
parts
elements.
of it
Yeah, it's just
to
you
get
need like a punch every like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
and
you have
that's
to.
the thing, like-
You have to make it almost formulaic.
Yeah.
Yes, because you need too much information to get the funny parts, and I can't pepper in enough to make it funny.
That's why, to my detriment as a stand-up, I am in love with straight writing one-liner jokes.
Mm. You are pretty good at
Like
that.
as a art form. Like
That is an art form,
and it's not any easier. I think
it's harder.
I think it's not the writing part of it. The performing part of it is hard because like I can write some jokes, but I'm not Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah,
and he's learned how to do that. And he's not even my favorite, but
he has an aura. He's like, then you didn't hear it.
He was
comedy. Comedy is the weirdest thing. It's the only thing I've ever been that it's harder at the bottom than at the top. It's like a bottleneck. It is easier to perform in front of 300 people than it is 3.
Oh yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
And
it's
they
like they're
know
and they bought your
the
tickets,
audience is
so they wanna
throwing
have fun.
faster fastballs on the minor leagues than they are in the majors in what we do. It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
and the people know you already. They're excited to see you,
And that's when I want to break it. Like if I could get a following, then I could tell stories because I feel like I'm already relatable.
yes.
Right. They already
But
like
that's
you.
not
You
an
won the
automatic
over
thing
already.
anyone's going to give us. So we have to figure out how to hack that, and that's
It's trying to
a
figure
couple
out
years in, and it's going
That's
to be many years
podcasts.
more.
That's
Yeah.
our only.
Yeah, it's cool that we're
podcasts
in
and
the
the
podcast
skits,
era.
and that's
Yeah.
like.
'Cause
I
now
think
you tell
that's
that-
like the way. I guess really the best way.
Exactly.
I guess, to try to like.
At this point, then it just you just cut that into a 5-minute thing, throw it on YouTube. It's like, I got caught
So
in a
you
Mexican
need-
jail
because
like,
you can't. I mean, to try to live off of just clips on stage. You can never let's like just put out everything I've ever written and just
That
put
Well,
it
it's not
out.
a sustainable model because you can't do that
No.
much. That's
and I don't
hits,
do,
that
and
fast
we're not
hitters.
doing crowd work in a place where we can get crowd work clips, and I don't even do that really.
Yeah.
So
I'm
like,
not good enough yet.
No, I'm not nearly.
I'm starting
good
to try to
enough.
stretch that
Yeah,
muscle.
plus, who's filming the
right?
exchange?
Yeah.
You know?
And who's watching it? I have
Well.
500 followers now. I hit that recently. 98.7% of them are other comics who
You
followed
got-
me back.
You got a YouTube though?
I do, but I'm
use
not
it?
good enough to use it. I got to use it better.
I have over 1 million views on my channel.
Same.
He's got
Well,
over
you
1
guys are
million.
fucking dope. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
but we do. We're nobodies. We're
Yes.
muskrats. We just. Put
I'm
it up
only.
there. We go.
This is great. I'm having a good time, but I'm only here so that we can do some skits after this later because I'm going to try to fucking jump off the back of you guys, John.
Yes.
Did
There you
you?
go.
Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah,
during this?
absolutely.
Did you got? So first of all, I say sketch or sketches,
I
but
do
not
too.
because skits is a bad thing. But every single person in my family that's never seen me do stand up
Always.
always asks, like, "So how are your skits going?"
Oh, yes.
And when you say skits for stand up, it hurts my heart so
Yeah,
much.
it's like
it's a little
For
skit
sketches,
tactics.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I say sketches too, but for some of the stupid hashtags and fucking everything's all skit. It's
So did you
weird.
guys write them already? Or are we writing these together? Or like, do you know what we're doing after this? Because I can't.
just like
we usually kind of just go, boom,
Okay.
idea, let's
Brainstorm.
do it.
Cool.
It's right there, you know. Like very few have been like premeditated. Like
Okay.
very few, you know.
Well, I've got a couple I want to throw out.
But
when
this
we
is
get
your
to-
opportunity, right? Now you take the skit, go on that YouTube of yours, even if it's dead, put it up as a short, let it
Yep.
fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I use it to hold tapes more than I use it to put things out because
Yeah.
I have so much material I don't want to burn
Oh,
because
so
I'm not
using
a
it
crowd
as
work guy.
storage.
nice. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean that's like
So you're putting it
if I
shit on
send a
private
submission
or
to-
public.
usually. So I have a couple public things, but usually it's like a specific link only, like the middle of private public, so I
Right.
can send it to a submission.
That's
And
kind of
How
smart
long-
though for trying to like.
I just don't want to burn any of my material because I only have probably 30
That's what
altogether.
we've
and I only
talked
have
about this,
15 that's good.
But because like so we each have.
But I also don't do sketches and skits, and that's
Right.
That's a new thing.
Yeah, I would never be able to
For me.
just post clips.
Yeah, I could.
But
I mean, I'd be-
we have
I'd
like
be
the
out of
same
material.
amount of like subscribers. You know, we're like both at like 1,200, right? So
Oh,
Even-
and mine is Instagram 500 followers. I have like 77 on YouTube because I'm not using it. Like,
well, yeah, you
I've
just
only
gotta throw the shorts up,
I'm at 955 on Instagram. I just want the 1,000.
But the YouTube is so friendly to you, and it's not people you know. That's the thing. So
That's
it's like
the
if
good
you
thing.
have a clip of you, you know, you're doing like a joke, waka waka. They like it. They're not gonna run
what's
into
my
you.
material now? I am the Waka Waka Jersey comic now, motherfucker.
Hey,
You owe me a fucking $1 for saying it.
I was like an homage waka waka.
I'm wearing my waka waka guinea tee under this too.
Waka
I better-
Flocka.
So,
Because
I'm
but those
flaming.
people will never run
Oh,
into you at
Right.
you know the comedy shop or Tommy Fox's dojo, wherever it is. You know, so it's like somebody in Arkansas
Hear that material.
see my freaking DMV bit because
Yeah, yeah.
it doesn't
That's
matter.
fair,
They
that's
don't know me. But if it's on the Instagrams, that's like kind of your immediate network
Yeah, and
of
everyone
people.
was gonna come
Everybody's
see
like
my
one or two
shows.
like
And no one's going to see my shows anyway because that network for me is other comics for the most part anyway.
Right,
And
you
like
know.
my one cool uncle.
Everybody's got one.
If I get a follow and I see they're another comic, I always follow them.
You gotta follow back.
Yeah, I hate the people.
doesn't
that don't-
bother-
the other comics that don't follow back. Like I'm not your fucking fan. Like you know what I mean? Like,
No,
what are you doing?
so because I'm a psycho. If I have that kind of interchange and I look back and there's not a follow back within
Oh,
2
yeah.
days, I just unfollow them.
Oh, I've started doing that.
But
too
and
now.
not that it matters. But then also the opposite end of the spectrum is I know I can specifically think of a comic who I'm not going to name.
you can. We'll bleep it.
No, I'm not doing it. But he will. Every time you're in a room before an open mic, he'll be preaching as to what everyone else should be doing because of the success that he's had. But this motherfucker just followed 8,000 people, anyone that has comic in their Instagram in any way, in anywhere in the world, and maybe got a quarterback. So he's got 2,000 followers, and I only have 500.
Ugh.
But you're not accomplishing
Yeah.
anything with that. But it doesn't stop him from being like, wish you motherfuckers would listen to me because this is the way kind of shit.
Oh God, that's
Must be John.
How can anybody? No, it's not Hollywood. I promise. Love you, John Hollywood. John Hollywood was my first, the first bringer like showcase I ever did. Like the first, not even a real show, but like 3 months in, he was the MC at Scotty's for it, and he did 10 minutes up top about the Brady Bunch and something else from the 70s. And I was like, man, this guy's like a fucking hack. And then I like got to know him a little bit later. I was like, why did you talk about the Brady Bunch? He's like, because I didn't give a shit about it. I was just getting paid $50 to. I'm not gonna do my material. And I was like, okay, well, I learned something from that.
Yeah, he always has like a good, like insightful, like.
He knows what he's
why
doing.
don't you look at it this way?
He
You know?
knows what I'm doing more than I give him credit for because I
Yeah.
didn't know shit. I still don't know shit, but
Yeah.
then I didn't know anything.
You got me again.
Credit to you, John.
Thank
So how
you, John,
long,
for the
how
big
long have you
gig.
been doing stand up?
So I started in January of 23, so like year and a half, 2 years and a half,
Oh,
2.5
okay.
years now. I had it's actually a longer story than it's ever cool. I don't know the punches in this, but I actually did stand up for like a year and a half in 2010 in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Wow.
And the reason why I don't really count that is because I was not married yet, didn't have any kids. It was a town where the scene was 3 open mics, maybe anywhere in the city across an entire week. With
wow.
one club, you could get into, and it was impossible. And I was just drinking and doing cocaine and meeting new people in a city I had just moved to from California, and it was fun for that. But I wasn't seriously writing. I wasn't doing anything but being fucked up on stage and having a good time. But I stopped, started having a family. Almost 10 years went by before I finally got myself in a position to do comedy again. It's because we moved up here where there's so much opportunity and scene, and I just couldn't take not doing it anymore. So I really haven't been working at it until 2 years ago, but technically I have 3.5.
So for the tadpoles at home, is there a looming goal? Like, what's the next step?
It's a conflict of conscience for me, because I want to say, no, I'm just doing this to like enjoy it, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. But I'm not.
There's a lot of people like low key in the scene, I feel like, that are doing that.
But
respectfully,
if shit blew up and I'm working hard at it, this is the longest thing I've ever invested constant effort into without fizzling out or being a coward and not keep going for it.
Yeah.
But I also have 3 kids that like, if someone was like, oh, you could be a road comic tomorrow, I was like, well, I don't know if I can actually do that either, because my wife's holding it down financially, and I've been the stay-at-home dad since COVID when I lost my business, and it's a pretty sweet fucking gig, and I get to be there in my kid's life. So what I have now is I can go out anytime I want to. I don't have like a wife that's like that. If I'm not going out every night, it's because I want to go to the baseball game or whatever. I don't want to just put dinner on the table and leave every night like I can. Like yesterday, I left dinner on the table. I went to a mic in Jersey City. I got on the train. I did a show in the Lower East Side, and then I went and saw a couple of friends you guys know, like Jason Burdan and Colin Siracusa did Comedy Fight Club last night.
Oh, wow.
It was cool as fuck. So
Yeah.
that's a show like I enjoy watching on YouTube, and I just learned it not that long ago. It was dope as shit to see someone I knew. I've seen Mark Henley does judging there a lot. I think he was like involved in the show, but like, other than dudes like Nick Fierro or like, I don't know, like super cool, amazing comics like Pedro Garcia.
Yeah.
Guys at that level, Franco Danger have been on there. These were the first guys I was like, oh, this is like guys like us.
Yeah.
And they did it against each other, and it was cool as fuck to watch.
They did good.
Yeah, I mean,
versus Jason.
it was
nice.
it was.
Does somebody win, or is it just like
So it's like an audience vote for one vote, and then there's 4 judges. And I think Colin won, but the whole thing that everyone was like, oh, it's just like 2 different shades of meth head fighting each other from Jersey, and that was like the whole joke, because the comics that are the judges interject after their jokes and stuff. But it was cool as shit to see them and watch that. And I stopped by another show on the way, and I saw Yelena was doing a show at Whiskey Cellar, all this like Lower East Side
How was
area.
the Whiskey Cellar place? Was that any good? When you went to go watch?
I think it's amazing. And Molly, Shannon, it was nice to meet you last night, and thanks for booking me on that show in July just for being there. But it was also like a room where it was in a basement of a bar, and there was 10 people in the whole room at the time.
Yeah.
So they don't really seem to promote it, but
New York.
Whatever. It was cool. So like I just did comedy from like 3 o'clock in the afternoon until I got home at 1 a.m. And I can do that anytime I want, but like tomorrow night, I don't care what opportunity comes up. I'm going to my kid's baseball game. I'm going to eat dinner that I put on the table instead of cooking it and running, and then I'm going to not fuck my wife afterwards. But
sounds like marriage.
Hell yes.
Just kidding.
But in a perfect world, because there's so much in the city, you could technically probably be like a stable New York everyday comic, doesn't need to necessarily travel.
Yeah.
Doesn't become, oh, I'm not Kevin Hart, but I'm doing pretty good. Right?
Yeah, no, that's probably
because I think that would also be
the dream in the middle
annoying
right
to
there.
be that big too. Anyway, like I would never want to be like in Jumanji, to be honest. You know, but like there's definitely so much work. That's what's cool.
I'm trying to join the Illuminati. Right?
Yeah, he wants to eat off the adrenochrome.
I want to be on I want to be on Epstein Island. I want the waterfall.
Where's the new Epstein Island? Is it like fucking?
I'm still trying to find out. They will not tell me.
Rosenberg Peninsula somewhere.
They will not tell me.
I just know that it's a landmass named after a Jewish guy. I just haven't found it yet.
It's funny because you'll hear like the comics around here talk, be like, "Oh, the mic scene around here is kind of," and now you came from a place.
Fantastic. Are you
where,
kidding
like,
me?
They're like people like around here don't understand. Like when you go to other cities and other places, they've like when I went to go visit my dad in Naples, like there's nothing there.
Yeah.
They're, like let's say
you could drive an hour and a half and maybe hit 3 mics all week.
I'm like, if I had even if I had been desperate to do something, I wouldn't have been able to find anything that I could have.
You could have gone to the Orlando Funny Bone like when I was there, but that would have taken you what 2 hours to drive there from Naples.
Orlando, Orlando's like four or 5 hours. It would take me 2 hours to get to Miami. The Miami Mike's would be probably the closest thing to his.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when I hear people talk about that, I'm like, you have an infinite amount of options around here. Plus, you have the city close by.
So I fucked up my car in that when I first moved to Jersey, for the first time ever, I did a lease. I've never done a lease. We were able to kind of afford it. I got a car I love, Traverse, because I got the kids, so I got the third row and all that shit. But I spent the last 2 years driving anywhere from upstate New York into the city, not as much, and that's only 25 miles from my hometown because I was intimidated by the city. I've been going there more now, all the way down the shore and everything in between, Pennsylvania and stuff. And I'm like turning my car in 2 months, and I had to drive my wife's car here tonight because we can't put any more miles on it because that shit's costing me 25 cents a mile because I'm over. And it's all for the love of the fucking open mic.
I've been there. I lease. I've done that. So you gotta my
car's a 53,000 and it's 2 months away, and I thought. It was a 45. I thought it was 15 a month, 15,000 a year. I actually fucked that up. It's 12. So
12, yeah. So
I'm like,
no, I'm gonna be in the same situation, but I keep leasing, so I have collateral.
No, and that's cool, and you can roll it into it. But then
that's what I mean.
But you're financing the penalty now too. My stepfather actually works for GM, so he helps me out with this shit.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize until a week ago that I'm $3,000 extra miles right now.
I'm usually just going in there
2 months to go.
I could pay it and leave.
Or you could keep me.
Or you could just shut up and sell me a car. And it kind of works like that. I'm not going to lie. I've leased the last 3 cars.
That's fair. I'm in a tough spot because I get the employee pricing on it because of him. So it's in his name too. And he works there.
So they're like, come or go. We don't really.
But the last car we traded in, he gave us a little extra value, his manager, because he's doing my stepfather a favor. But at the same time, I can't be too hard-nosed about it because...
I feel that.
Shitting on his job.
Still a win, I guess. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Chevy Traverse. That's like the Family Feud car.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's pretty sweet. It's not a minivan.
No.
I've clipped plenty of my balls off theoretically and whatever over the years, but that one was like the minivan steps a big.
Why you got 3 kids?
I got 3 kids.
Oh yeah, need that.
But it's kind of like a. It's still an SUV. It's and it's got some pickup. It moves. It's got a little bit of features. Like it's a pretty dope
There
car.
should be no more minivanning anymore. The SUV is a thing.
I saw a nice minivan yesterday. Nice enough that I was like, "That's a nice minivan."
Now we had a third thing because my brother played competitive club soccer. So we had a conversion van that had a TV in it and a Super Nintendo, and there was a bed.
The van with the big top on it, like that conversion?
Yes.
Oh, those things were cool.
And then, so when I was, so that was pretty sweet. But my dad didn't drive that every
Ford
day.
Aerostar, one of those kind of things?
Bigger than that kind of, Nice. And it was it had
That's like the Sprinter van before there were Sprinter vans, and you're not rich, so you can't actually afford.
And they were white, and they had that same logo as the cup on the side. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, with the teal and purple.
Yes,
teal and purple squishy.
Yes.
Hell yeah!
And it had
it's like a styrofoam cup in a gas station.
There could be a family in there, or just a pool of
it had
marinara soup.
The driver's seat and the front seat, and a radio. Then it had 2 doors that opened to the back. You had 2 captain's chairs. Then a bench seat in the back that would lay down to a bed.
Oh, man.
It had a TV, a VCR, and a Super Nintendo in it. And then in the back...
You're either the coolest family man that drives that or the perviest, I'm never going to offend because I'm just raping people, guys.
But you're an envy to all your friends as a kid, though.
And then we would take trips in it because my dad, I don't know why my dad had the shittiest part of it. It was driving it up front and then but I guess he didn't have to listen to us because we were all occupied in the back far away.
Yeah, so almost like a cab driver or a limo driver. We had that almost partitioned.
Dad driver, yeah.
Oh man, I remember that.
I just drove 2,200 miles to Orlando and back with my kids, and it actually
that's
and it was amazing.
I can't.
My kids are good. So apparently, half of America had spring break the same week in April that my kids did because I tried to book the flights in Christmas time, December. I can't think of the word December. What the fuck was that? But
that shit after November.
For some reason, April was twice as much as every other month, and that week was twice as much as that. Yeah. So we could have flown if I had $5,000 for put the 5 of us on Spirit.
5,000 for
5,000 for it was so unreal that I couldn't believe it.
No, yeah.
So 1,000 bones a ticket.
Yes.
To go to Florida. Wow.
Yeah.
On
it was
Spirit, nonetheless.
On Spirit.
On Spirit.
And to be victimized on
Your family's
Spirit
gonna be like
Airlines.
throwing the
It was like
luggage in,
1,500
like-
for a real
The
airline.
Cash Me Outside girl is fist fighting somebody, some other mild influencer.
They're playing fucking dice by the back bathroom. Like it was fucked
It's
up.
terrible.
They're playing sea
You gotta-
on the plane.
You got to watch where you step because you can like it's like a rotted out fucking car where you could see the street below, but the street's 35,000 feet below, so it's real scary.
I slipped on somebody's weave.
I will ride Spirit though.
I will too by myself, but I'm not
I've
with
actually
my whole
never
family.
flown it.
It's a bad rep for no reason.
I think
But
Frontier is the
fucked
worst
up.
one.
Ironically enough, in November, I went to my cousin's wedding, and it was my wife wasn't going to come. We were saving up for this Orlando trip.
Yeah.
I flew in. I got there the day of the wedding, 3 hours before the ceremony, and the next morning I flew out at 6 a.m.
Oh.
It was $123 for my round trip
Wow.
Spirit flight.
Florida?
It was amazing. Yeah, it was West Palm Beach.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
then it was
that'll do
going
it.
to be 10 times that for each of my 5 family members.
How
And so
early
we
did you
drove.
book the flight out?
Not that
Not
much.
that far?
It just wasn't this bubble or whatever was
I
going on.
heard Frontier is actually really
Yeah,
bad.
$1,000 on Spirit to get to Florida is crazy.
great.
It only cost me $800 to go to Sweden.
No, yeah, it was fun. It was like unbelievable. It didn't
I
make
do
sense.
JetBlue usually.
Yeah, no, I
like
I've
the
never been on
actual-
JetBlue.
Dude,
United and Spirit.
They're so much more comfortable just regularly. You get way more room on a JetBlue plane in a regular seat than you do on it. Like I usually fly JetBlue. We went to my friends had like a bachelor weekend in Charleston. They already picked the
a
flight,
great
so it was
town.
like United or American. I've never been so uncomfortable in a plane flight, and I was less fat then than I am now, and I was like, I can't believe that people pay. I'm like, I can't believe we spent more money to be in this. Like, it's amazing how much better JetBlue is than the other ones.
Yeah, no,
Have you ever been on a foreign flight? Like not like you're already in another country, then you got to go to another country thing?
Kind
I've
of.
only done islands.
Because that's
So
sketchy
I went to
too.
Italy, and Italy had a stopover in Dusseldorf, Germany, and so we were on Alitalia, but it wasn't direct to Rome or Milan, because then we went down. But it was definitely immediately different. Like it was.
Yeah, no,
it
you
was
kinda
not
like,
an
what's
American
going
thing. It was a
on,
European feel right away.
Yeah, like I was I was already in Italy, and then I flew to Amsterdam. And like you're at the Italian airport, you don't really know the language. People are smoking cigarettes at the gate and
Right.
shit like that. They sell cigarettes like right there. They have like smoking booths in the airport.
Old me would have loved this.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool.
I was on a high school trip, so I was only 17 or 18,
no.
and we got into the intermediate airport, and we just bought from one of the stores. It wasn't even like what's that called where they don't pay the taxes?
Duty
Duty
free.
free. It wasn't even duty free. It was just in a store, and we just bought this thing that was like
straight duty.
40 shots bottles of. It was like liqueurs and stuff, but whatever. And so we're 18, and we're just like drinking shots in the, and then like nobody cares. Like, of course, have your drink, and they're smoking. And
Yeah,
shit, like,
right.
they don't care at all.
You American shit pig, have your drink, you shit pig.
The pilot's
Enjoy
guy
your
is like,
liqueur. I bet you're gonna have
Buffalo.
diabetes in 30 years.
Yeah, they.
Would you like with a candy bar, you American pig?
Do you, I know you have a show tomorrow, correct? Or not?
Friday.
Not correct. Friday.
Friday.
Okay. You got any other like plugs and stuff like that you want? What we're gonna do? We got this. Like I said, we got these awesome Puerto Rican editors.
You guys are the best.
Yeah.
Love you, girls.
Yeah, these are great women, and they're gonna put like your Instagram and your info,
Just like my dentist, I'm blowing kisses at them.
so they'll be able to follow you.
Okay.
So if you got any shows or anything like that in the future coming up,
When's
let
this
us
coming?
know.
When's this coming out?
Sunday.
Okay. So you're gonna have just missed my 2 awesome shows on Friday and Saturday. My second time I ever had a double booked weekend. However, on June 4th in Hackensack,
Yeah.
it's a new Meadowlands Comedy Company or or Meadowlands Comedy Club joint. It's called The Secret Garden. It's at this Bad Motherfuckers. Damn it, I don't know the name of the place. This is a great plug. June 4th, I'm doing a hosting job. Just look it up. Go to meadowlandscomedyclub.com. If you want to get in the car and see me drive 4 hours to see me do 7 minutes, I'll be at the Ithaca Laughs Festival
right.
Ithaca.
on
Nice.
May 30th, which is next Friday from here, the Friday after this comes out. And then nothing.
You get around. I love this.
I'll be at the Madison Little League games pretty regularly. If you want to sit in the bleachers, my wife and I pretend we're doing a podcast.
He's got jokes in the bleachers.
We watch these kids and we try to judge them quietly, so we pretend like we're on our own podcast, making fun of other people's kids.
I would love to. Like,
free admission. Come on out.
Parenting.
If I would love to sit next to you. Like, if I had to, like, you would be an idea. Like, if I had a kid and had to go watch the games every week, I would be excited to sit next to you. I'd be like, oh, at least I got AJ. It's funny. I will go bullshit with him.
It's more fun at the beginning of the season because the game we play to start the podcast season is guess which kid has that bitch as a mom. And then you learn it because there's only 6 teams in the league.
Yes.
But yeah.
Oh, that sounds
Well, that's great. Guys, Caffeine Overdose, number 19. AJ Ellis, our Jardian angel. No, we're having a good time. We thank you a lot.
Glad to be here.
For being here. And again, guys, Celsius, the first Celsius. There's a lot of firsts on this podcast.
Yeah. Just finished it too.
We're in the infancy, so these are all monumental events that we're going to look back on and be like, remember Celsius? Yeah.
God, it's going to be crazy when they're actually a sponsor.
right?
Yeah.
Another couple dozen episodes.
Thank you guys. Subscribe. AJ Ellis. Amazing.
Come see us in Newark next Friday. Actually, you're going to miss that.
Yeah,
I said that last week.
See me in the future because these guys keep getting all these shows together and they're going to bring me in the fold too.
Absolutely.